Been a massive fan of India, taking President Obama on a trip to Alaska a few years ago to show him the
Expect that could show a different avatar. How was your interaction with him?
Oh, it's such a privilege for me to do, and I've been a massive fan of India for many years, since I first went to the country aged 18, So for me to be able to go back and take such an iconic global leader, like Prime Minister Modi on an adventure into the wild was a real privilege, So I hope people really enjoy this show. Certainly you see a very different side to the Prime Minister than maybe people in India are used to.
Wow. You have interacted with President Obama also in the past. Did you notice any similarities between the two, or were they both completely different?
Well, I had the huge privilege of taking President Obama on a trip to Alaska a few years ago to show him the effects close up of climate change. So in the sense it's similar, an iconic global world leader, different terrains. Alaska was very cold. Where we went with Prime Minister Modi was obviously rainforest and hot and humid. But what was similar was that they are there for the same purpose, which is driving this message of we have to protect the environment. We've got to really back big conservation projects, and we've got to look after our world, And for me, it's really heartening when you see such powerful men like President Obama and Prime Minister Modi stand up and say, together we've got to do this, Together we have the power to do this. And especially India, that is now, it's almost the largest country in the world, the biggest democracy on the planet, and such a strong spirit always in India that people want to do the right thing. And protecting our environment and conservation is key. It's a key role that we all have to do together. It's not one country, it's all of us. So,
Yep.
and I think protecting our environment and conservation is such a key thing that all of us have to do, not just one country, and I was there for that purpose, to try and say, listen, together we can do something good here.
Great. PM Modi has spoken about sustainable conservation in the past. Did you feel his commitment towards protecting Indian wildlife?
There's no doubt, Prime Minister Modi is a man who cares deeply about the environment, and that is why he came on this journey with me, and our conversations all the way through it. You can see it's something close to his heart. He actually spent time in the jungle as a younger man, and actually I was surprised of how comfortable he was out there and how calm he was as well. And, I really just hope ultimately that the actions follow. Together we've got to do all we can to protect our environment and promote conservation and look after our world.
Refraining from mentioning any spoilers, could you share any particular instance that viewers could expect that could show a different side of PM Modi, who's actually always seen as a politician and not someone who ventures into the great wilderness?
Well, it's interesting. I think it's, often you just see politicians behind a podium in a suit looking smart. But, the wild is a great leveler. It doesn't care who you are. It rewards commitment and courage, and you've got to work together. And we actually got hit by some really big storms and torrential rain whilst we were there. Even just the off-camera journey.